Ladies and gentlemen, I5 Mad Hatter. I know I need to change my hats. It's getting there. Straw hats will start coming out here pretty quick. But anyhow, yeah, been a while. A couple, 3 or 4 days since I made my last video. So I'm making one now. How y'all been? Hope y'all been good. I've been releasing some crap. You know, releasing, just letting go of stupid stuff. Don't serve me anymore. Those kinds of things that people tend not to do. I was kind of having some philosophical thoughts this morning. Got to watching videos on YouTube and come across a couple of them that kind of struck home. One of them, a fella said, "Why do you get angry holding on to a hot rock? You know, like one that'll burn you. Why?" Think about that one for a minute. It reminded me of a story that my dad used to tell me, and later on in life, after my dad had been gone quite a while, I started studying some different philosophies of body movement and, well, you know, Aikido and Judo. And my teachers, my senseis, my hanshis, they would tell me not to attack so much in the moment, but to attack what's coming. So let's take that into an account. Let's talk about that today. Attack what's coming. To attack what's coming means that you've got to know what's coming. If you know what's coming, then it's no longer an attack. And I would put that out there to them. And they'd say, "We don't think you understand what we're trying to say." And I'd look at them and I'd say, "Well, then explain it to me." I'm kind of, dense sometimes. I don't mean dense like, not being able to float very well. I can float just fine. What I mean by dense is sometimes the uptake, it takes a little while to get to the noggin to register. Dense. Not dunce, dense. So one of my teachers, he is a Zen Buddhist. He said, "All right, well," he says, "you know the Buddhists?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "They live in the moment." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Explain to me what it means to live in the moment." So I looked at him and I said, "Well, I've been told in the past, if you put one foot in tomorrow, and another foot into yesterday, you're just pissing all over today." He goes, that's a good one. That's good." He goes, "How about this? How about instead of worrying about 24 hours from now or what happened 24 hours yesterday, how about this? There's an old monk and a young monk walking together down an old dirt road, and they come across a little old lady. And that little old lady happened to be carrying some groceries, and she was trying to get across the great big rut in the road. And the old monk set his stuff down and went over and picked up the little old lady and her stuff and carried her to safety on the other side of the road. And the little old lady thanked him, and the monk went over, picked up his stuff again, and him and the young monk started walking down the road. Well, the young monk, he's all tied up into rules and regulations and the law and the things that the monks were supposed to or supposed not to do. And one of the things that monks were not supposed to do is help other people other than with their spirituality. And everything else came to the monks. Material goods, things, like that came to the monks. And so the young monk, about 1 mile, 2 miles down the road, he looks at the old monk and he said, "Why did you pick that lady up and carry her across the road?" The old monk looked at the young monk and he says, "Well, why are you still carrying her? I put her down 2 miles ago." You smell what I'm stepping in? picking up what I'm putting down? We can't carry the little old ladies all the time. We've got to put them down, and we got to move on. We can't take the things from the past, even if it was just a week ago, and continue carrying them with us. Even if it was from 40 years ago. But a whole lot of us carry around a whole bunch of baggage, a whole bunch of trash that means nothing to nobody but you. Like I've heard said, you know, why do you continually give that person free rent in your head? If you think about it, you're the only property on the planet that you own. That means you're the most precious property on the planet that you own. And I'm at my store. I think I need to shut you off for a minute and I'll come back to you. Hold on. Okay, I'm back now. I had to run to the store, grab some breakfast. Make sure I don't hit anybody that's turning my head around, pay attention to what's going on in front of me in the here and now. Looking for those things that tend to jump out in front of us. You know, kind of like telling the future. And one of the things that you do when you're driving and you're telling the future, you're predicting the future, you're looking for patterns. Constantly looking for patterns. Because that's what humans are really, really good at. We're really good at distinguishing patterns and predicting what those patterns are going to do in the future, in the near future. Like the next 30 seconds, the next 20 seconds. You know, when you see a car coming at you, you know, with your stereo vision that you have, one eye is measuring against the other eye inside your brain and giving you a pattern as to what that vehicle coming at you is doing. Is it crossing the yellow line, coming into your side? If it is, your brain automatically knows, without going through all kinds of physics classes, that two massive objects cannot occupy the same space at the same time. It's a bad mix, a really bad mix. So I'm talking about this because I was watching a video this morning that talked about patterns and how they coalesce and they come into being, and it's amazing how the folks that come to my channel, we all have some of the same channels in common when we look down through the list of channels that we all watch or that we all are subscribed to. And the funnier part of it is how YouTube and other, you know, social media platforms use predictive programming to bundle us all up into the same stuff. So, you know, now my videos are pretty much labeled as politics and education or for entertainment, you know, purposes only, and they're in that category, which, you know, that category is where I want to touch people. And at the same time, I want to reach out to other people that aren't so much involved in politics or news. I want to reach people that are into the esoteric, you know, type lifestyle, that want to be, you know, in something that makes a difference in their life. You know, like me talking about the past, present, and the future. Another way to look at the present is that it is a present. It was given to you, or you gave it to yourself, depending on how you look at it. And it was given to you as a present. It's the most precious gift you could ever get given is what you have right now. And be grateful for those things that you have right now, because they're very fleeting. They don't stick around. Those moments that we go through, we can't get them back. We can hold on to them. We can, you know, try to hold on to them, but they're fleeting. We can have material objects that we hold on to, you know, like this truck, this camera, my nose. everything is a fleeting, passing moment. And we all know this. Inherently, we know this. So you ask yourself, Mr. Mad Hatter, why are you talking to me about this stuff? I'm talking to you about this stuff because it matters. It really does matter. And most people, you know, they come onto my channel looking for, you know, answers, and I don't have any answers. The older I get, the less answers I've got. I know a bunch of things. I mean, I do. I know a lot of things. And the more I know, the less I know. Because then I want to know more. The more I know, the more I want to know. Because I'm sick like that. I enjoy knowledge. As I was taught a long time ago that you develop your mind above anything else. Because your mind will lead your body to wherever you need to go. Where the head goes, the body follows. That's a Judo idea. It's also an Aikido idea, but usually I start out by putting your freaking wrist into a whole lot of pain, and your mind goes to the pain in your wrist. And again, where the head goes, the body follows. Usually it means that the body's going to be flipping through the air if you're smart and you've gathered the knowledge of how to take a fall. Because if you don't know how to fall, you're going to hurt yourself. And that's just what happens whenever you attempt to get a hold of a fella like me. I'm not tough. You know, some people go all the way back. Hold on to episode number 4. It's like one of my most watched videos in my channel is episode number 4. I don't know why. Maybe it had to do something with this hat. Remember this one? Oh yeah. KU still in the big game. They're going to the Final Four. They're gonna make it. I feel it, you know. I feel it. Then again, who knows? I can't predict the future that far. Nobody can. We can get close to kind of knowing what they've done in the past to compare it to what they're going to do now, but we don't know if it's going to happen in the future. I like this hat. I like it. But it kind of doesn't go with my outfit very well. But I digress. I just want to talk to you guys about some things that, you know, I watched a fella named Cliff High, H-I-G-H, and he talked about a lot of that kind of stuff, how to predict things, and he actually wrote some code, you know, and uses that code to go out and search the web for all kinds of things, and he looks for people using words that were not usually in their vocabulary, but all of a sudden they force a word into their vocabulary, attempting to describe what's going on in their lives. And he uses this logarithm to predict the future of different things like Bitcoin, the stock market, what the politics of the world are going to do, what's going on with, North Korea, for example. And, there's a lot of change going on in our world, and whether we expect it to be that way or not, there's a lot of change going on, because that's the only constant that any of us have, is change. We have to change, or we become stagnant and we die. Just like a pond has to have a changeover of water, with the fresh water coming in from the streams and from the mountain snow and whatever it might be, there's got to be a change. Or the water becomes bitter and poisonous and full of algae, and there's no oxygen in it, and nothing can live where there's no oxygen. So just know that it's all about change. And I want you folks to know that change is always good. It's always good. Sometimes in the moment it doesn't quite feel good. Kind of sucks. Just kind of gets in you and rips on stuff and turns you around. But lo and behold, an old cowboy says you fall off a horse 8 times, you get back on her 9. So until next time, folks, you know what I'm going to say. Keep your stick on the ice.